Hi guys, it's Ken again. Just wanted to make not a quick, but kind of a short video today, but because I know that my phone can't really go past 15 minutes when I'm recording and uploading on YouTube, so make a little less than 15 minutes this time. It's nothing much, nothing too big, but I mean, I just wanted to reveal my dreams today. I haven't been making too much videos about my visions and seeing and dreams. It's not just a matter of dreams, it's also visions I've been seeing as well. Intense, like as if I was in a spiritual realm, or I meditate. But when I meditate through the spirit. I don't meditate like Buddhism do. I meditate through the spirit and meditate and ask God every day to give me visions, help me see the future, help me see not the future but help me see my own life and help me see the path ahead that leads ahead. And he showed me an intense dream. It was between me being awake and asleep. I was awake, but I was on a swing at a park, and I was in a dream state while I was awake. All I remember is that I was in the dream. This is of America. I was in America. This was the end of America. I was in California, and you know how they make the movie San Andreas, right? I mean, how they the tsunami and all that, how supposedly it's gonna come. Well, I don't know if that, but they say that earthquake and all that. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna take place in the world. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't know. I can't say we'll do this tomorrow because I know nothing of tomorrow. So I plan to focus my day on my sight on today and hope for the best tomorrow. See what happens then. But what I do know is that from the vision that he showed me through that dream state, or the spiritual state that I was in, of the spiritual realm, I do remember this, is that I was in this dream state. Yes, I was literally in a dream state. I woke up from it, but I was literally awake. I had my eyes open, but I was in a dream state. And it was intense because I've never experienced anything like it in my life. It was like I was like asleep, but I was awake, so I couldn't really remember. All I just did know is that when he showed me, I was in California, and it was pretty much not the end of the world. This was actually before the rapture. This was before the Armageddon and all that. I'm sorry, I'm just checking the time. See how long the video is gonna be, but all I remember is that I was in California. He pulled out, there was a fire that came from heaven. I am not interpreting the dream. I don't know if this is the accurate way. I don't know the complete information. So whatever you believe this may mean of what I'm about to say, comment below, please, and tell me what you would think of it and what you believe that it means, because I actually don't understand the full concept of what this vision meant, or the dream, I suppose. All I remember is that I was in a place in California, and they say that, you know, in the dream, that it was pretty much California's like Sodom. California's like Sodom and Gomorrah in a way. It's like where I'm living in an area in California that's next to Santa Cruz. A lot of people around my area don't, like I said in my other videos, and then I've commented a lot saying that people in my area, they have nothing to do with God. They hate God and they despise Him, and they, you know, even when I run into Catholics, I don't know who to trust. What I'm saying is that you can't always trust everyone, and the people around my area are pretty bad. And when I'm around them, even when I go to mass and church, I try to stay away from everyone, even church, because when they go to church and they worship, you know, God, who are they truly worshiping? Satan, because that's who they're representing. And when those people go to churches, they're just showing their anger and wrath, mocking them. But other than that, that's why I try to make sure I have the music on. Sorry about that, guys. I have the music on because I'm trying to block out all the negativity outside of my room, making sure no one's hearing into what I'm saying, because I can't even trust my own family, and I don't consider my own family. But other than that, I'm gonna get back to the topic of the dream and the vision. The dream is that I was in California, and God Himself, not literally not in the form, but in the spirit, was hovering over the nation and over the state of California when the fire came down in the dream. This is the dream. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. I'm not saying this is what really will take place, but this is the end of America. Fire came down, and All I remember is that when I was in there, fire came down on the cities, multiple cities, but the city was actually considered California. California was considered like Sodom. Everyone died in there. God in the Spirit hovered. God in the Spirit, He was, and someone walked beside Him. I don't know if that was Jesus. I couldn't tell the difference between the Spirit, the two spirits. They were both God in the flesh, in the form, the Spirit. All I remember is that it was God and Jesus. Jesus walked beside God on His right side, but I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't see them clearly. All I just know is that they were tall spirits, very tall beings, and they hovered. They were hovering as fire and the destruction of America was on. They were hovering. The Spirit was hovering over them as fire was coming down from heaven. All I do know though is that the two witnesses that in the book of Revelation that were spoken in the book of Revelation came. I don't know what this means, and I'm barely understanding the Bible myself. All I just know is that if this was during the rapture or if this was before after the rapture, but this was like before the world really ended, that the end of America came, and the two prophets that fought against the Antichrist, while they were there, I ran beside them. They were pulling out all the people, the good people, the righteous ones who God found, and they were pulling them and taking them up to a high hill. They were taking them up to the hills, as they seen from the hills that everything was burning in that nation, this city, the California. Pretty much California is considered like a city in a way. It's a state, but God, in my dream, it was considered like a Sodom. And America was at war. America was falling, and everything was destruction. You would consider chaos, but I consider chaos a little more different than destruction. Chaos is more like more subtle, more different, more higher. But everything was destruction. Destruction came upon America, and in the book, I read the Apocrypha, so I consider that the two prophets in the book of Revelation and in the Apocrypha, there's a book called Nicodemus. I don't know. I'm not saying that the Apocrypha is completely scripture. I'm not saying it's real, but I do consider it a valuable thing to study. The two prophets of the book of Revelation are considered Enoch and Elijah, and the reincarnation. They come back, and I seen those two prophets. I don't know if it was Enoch and Elijah, but two prophets with long hair, and they were wearing garments, these like chests, this armor, like in the ancient days of the Bible. And they were wearing it, and they had swords, and they made fire come down from heaven. God was hovering through that fire, and He hovered through the nations. He hovered. His spirit was in the fire, and He was hovering as fire and destruction, and all hell came down from heaven onto California and America. The fall of California was the end of America. I don't know what that means, but all I just do know is that when California was destroyed, it spread like wildfire throughout America, and America was it. I was right now. Everyone that was pulled out of the city were the good people, righteous and elect in the Lord's eyes. All I do know is that those are the people that were prepared and that were ready for God to pull them out. So God pulled them out, and the prophets knew who were. Those two prophets knew who were the righteous and the elect. They pulled all the good people out. I was the last to be pulled out because I wasn't prepared. I was lost, and I believe I'm still lost right now from the way what the vision told me. I'm still lost. I'm not lost, but I've lost my way. I know who I am. I don't really know my true purpose in life, but I've lost my way in life, and I'm trying to find it. And that day God pulled me out, even though that I wasn't ready for Him, even though that I wasn't ready, and my faith wasn't great in God. He still pulled me out because I found grace in the Lord's eyes. That's what the dream. That's all I do know of the interpretation of the dream. He pulled me out, and I was the last. And all I just know is the intense presence that came from those two prophets was intense. They yelled out with a loud cry, and fire came down, and it rained upon California. It rained upon America, and the Spirit of God hovered through the cities. They were literally walking slowly, like walking with this firm walk. And I heard one of the spirits out of the two spirits of God Jesus or it was God himself. I think it was God because Jesus was on the right side and God said, as the fire was raining down from hell, beautiful is it not? And I woke up and that was the end of the dream. That's about it for now. I'm gonna reveal more stuff in more detail later on in my next video, which might be today, guys. But other than that, I just wanted to spread the message because God's been telling me, warn my people, warn my people. The thing is that I'm trying my best, and I don't even think people are. I'm not even getting. It's not rather a matter of views. It's just a matter of who's watching this video. And I wish anyone who could help me understand what this vision means, please comment below. Thank you.